To try. My cup is empty. Starting off great. So starting off in this week's chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 94, titled Chainsaw Man versus the Weapon Humans. Terrible title. I saw that in the leak scans, like the fan translations. That was the same title. I'm like, oh, this is a translation error. That's a terrible title. I hate it, but whatever. Fujimoto go crazy. We see the final kind of final standoff between Makima and her goons and Denji, the Chainsaw Man. Looking at it, they are in a cemetery, the same cemetery that back in the beginning of the manga, where we kind of saw Aki and I can't remember her name right now. That's terrible. It's Aki. We first met not Kobeni, Kishibe there, when he was talking to Makima. This is basically a cemetery where they buried their detectives, the devil hunters, which is pretty interesting because for whatever reason, Denji, I think probably Kishibe told Denji to fight here, and it might have a little bit backfired because Makima controls the zombie devil, and a whole bunch of zombies just appear out of nowhere to fuck Denji up, which is awesome. Watching it though, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Let's hopefully Denji can pull something nice off. I of course read this already, so I know he does something I wouldn't never expect him to do. Honestly, for whatever reason, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like this isn't Denji. You might be like, what the fuck do you mean this isn't Denji? Just the way he's acting very seriously. And we all know Denji, he doesn't do that. He doesn't act seriously. But nevertheless, he thrusts his freaking he throws his arms into the ground and uses his chainsaw blades to wrap up a whole chunk of the earth to throw it at Makima and her goons. And it's kind of like, whatever, wouldn't surprise me that Denji kind of went to the gym to figure all this stuff out, because he's kind of just going wild right now. And you can even see Makima is just like, that's okay. That's different enough that it's surprising. So, nevertheless, though, it doesn't really matter because she has a whole bunch of other devil hunters herself. The katana guy and the other sword guy, who we don't know exactly his title, I guess. They both jump into action. Like surprise again. This is just a surprising chapter because Denji's actually doing work. He hits the katana guy, hits the other sword guy. The spear guy comes out of nowhere and stabs him, but it doesn't really phase Denji in the sense that he goes down and has to get back up. He keeps fighting like he's a monster. It's pretty cool. And it's honestly just cool. He's fighting Reze, the other devil that I don't know the name of, and he's taking hits. Don't forget that he's taking hits. It's just that whereas early on in the series where he would have taken these hits and kind of went down, he's still getting up and fighting. Oh yeah, the chapter. We are chapter 94. Every source has said that the manga is ending very soon. Chapter 100 is kind of my go-to. Chapter 110 sounds about right as well. Only because of how the manga is paced and how Fujimoto ended his last series. It could be next chapter. It really could. I don't know. Back to the actual manga. We see Quan Chi, the Arrow Devil, don't know if we got her name for that either, shoots up Denji just in time for the zombies to actually start hoarding him. I love how one is holding a one of the crosses that marks the grave spot for the devils or for the people, and then all of them just pile on at once. If you follow me on Twitter over at when what is it, at when _19 on Twitter, it should be linked down below. I posted this picture earlier today, saying like, damn, can't forget about the zombies. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we get into the actual bit of dialogue, the little bit of dialogue we have in this chapter, and it took me a minute to figure out what this devil was, but it is a flamethrower devil. It was hard to I thought it was hard to tell the last time we saw him, but I'm pretty sure it's a flamethrower devil based on what we saw on the next page. But as they're talking, the flamethrower devil's like, he's significantly weaker than he was before, obviously. And Makima reinstates that, oh yeah, he's being praised by everyone across the country, if not the world. So yeah, he's gonna be pretty weak. She even says there's no need to fear him. But again, the way she's acting, she seems so disappointed. Like almost in herself, that she failed. But she's about to get what she wants. Maybe. Because Denji's not done. We see his one of his blades sticking up through the zombies as if he's working his way through them, and I thought he was because if you look at him, he looked like pistols, but I'm pretty sure that's a gun devil, not gun devil, flamethrower devil. He sets the whole bodies and everything on fire, but you know what's pretty cool? Fuck, I'm fucking corny as hell. Wanna know what's cooler than a chainsaw devil? A chainsaw devil on fire. So that's what basically he does. He pulls himself out and goes ricocheting towards everyone. Oh, and I just noticed, he doesn't just go ricocheting towards anyone. He goes ricocheting straight towards Makima. Like he is trying to take her down specifically, which is pretty cool. Oh, I'm reading this on Manga Plus, and they kind of suck at the idea of vertical comics because this is supposed to be a double page, and that's stupid. So he flew through the flamethrower devil, which is pretty badass, and aiming for Makima, but Quan Chi jumps in the way at the very last second. That's pretty nice. I think Jump kind of had to put a leash on Fujimoto. I don't think they'll let him pull that, yeah, we're ending next chapter thing again. That's probably true. I really want to go back and read Fire Punch again. It's just kind of, I just think sometimes I think about a scene from that, I'm like, god damn, that really was something that existed. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be random. I think we're gonna have a build up, like we're at the climax right now, we're gonna have the plateau, and then like here's the ending. For the character's sake, I hope there's a happy ending, but for the writing's sake, I know how Fujimoto likes to write, obviously. I kind of don't think there's gonna be a happy ending, because at the end of all this, what is the happy ending if all of Denji's friends are dead? But keep going. We're coming to the end of this. Fujimoto, fuck. Denji and Quan Chi fight, and he beheads her. He takes her head off. But at the same time, he's been freaking. He has so many holes put in him that he's basically down for the count. And then we get this just. Makima's stares are just so amazing. She just looks like she's looking at scum on the ground. But while she's looking, she does something unexpected. She wounds herself to make herself bleed, and she feeds it to Denji, saying, "Wake up, Denji. I'll kill you personally. Trade blows with me." And that's the thing that when I first read this the other day, I was surprised. I was really hyped up about the entire chapter, like, oh, this is awesome, so great fighting. Denji's actually holding his own. It's awesome. Then I got to this part, I'm looking at Makima's expression, I'm like, what? I feel depressed now. What happened? Why is she doing this? So just kill him. But I don't know. Hopefully we figure out next time. Next week's chapter will be an interesting one, to say the least. I'll have to say it'll be an interesting one, because Denji x Makima, Denji versus Makima, the proper title. I was gonna name this video Denji versus Makima, but I said the end of Chainsaw Man because it's gonna get more clicks, and it's also basically true. This is going to be like the last arc of Chainsaw Man. We've had a very nice run. I've been happy with it. I hope you have been too. But yeah, with that out the way, we are done with Chainsaw Man. How did you guys like it? You guys fucked with it? I'm gonna leave that there. You guys fuck with it? Because it still is my favorite manga series to read right now. I've been reading like basically a few, and Chainsaw Man's definitely been my favorite. It's been my favorite for basically the past year. Interesting. So let me know how you guys feel about it, because I feel like a lot of people like Chainsaw Man, but still not enough people have truly like shown that they like it for it to be like mainstream enough. It's definitely not popping off like Act Age did, or what was that, Jujutsu no Kaisen? It's not popping off like that did. But maybe if we get a manga, maybe if we get an anime going, we will get there. But yeah, with